as a viewer, like I feel like I was watching like an old Hollywood film.
I mean, the cool thing, like we hit some of the more iconic Hollywood places to visit and shoot. Like the cemetery in Hollywood where we did the last scene was really wild. I mean, there's some pretty famous headstones on that property. And Hollywood Boulevard. I mean, it's always a little bit surreal to film on Hollywood Boulevard and, I mean, walk on the stars and, you get the full Hollywood experience. And in this case, it was part of the movie, which was even cooler.
And the movie itself represents so much of the struggle and trying to pursue your dream, finding it, and also surviving life, chaos. And your character is an example of, of the struggle of us. Some of us we can relate of, trying the struggle of dealing with our own shit, and affecting the people around us.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the character when you meet him, he has a bit of a drinking problem. He's, smoker. He's not a great dad. He's, persona non grata in the police force. He's definitely coming in at a disadvantage. So the challenge as an actor is to make that character likable, you know what I mean, and make him fun and give him a bit of a journey so that somehow he evolves throughout the story, right? And then hopefully those elements are on the page. If they're not, you got to create them. And so that made it fun is that the Grit's kind of a throwback to, like Bruce Willis type of self-deprecating hero, that guy that, always has a bit of a twinkle in his eye and finds the goofiness and the humor in situations sometimes.
It's key when we see your character interact with the neighbor. I think that those scenes with her say a lot too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's definitely he was having fun with her and you're talking about the manager of the apartment building. Yeah. She was wonderful. Diana's a wonderful actress and we had a lot of fun and she's so excited about this movie coming out. So I can't wait to see her at the premiere.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what was it like to play a character that's always kind of like, in pain? I feel not only physically, but I feel like well, obviously emotionally, but yet at the same time can kick ass.
Well, like I said, you got to give him some room to grow and breathe, because as an audience, people don't want to sit through a miserable experience, right? They go to the movies to be entertained and to, and sometimes touched emotionally, right? So you have to sort of give it something, some redeeming quality, like either the spectator has to grow through the character, right? So in order to have somebody commit to that journey with you, there has to be something likable about the character. So yeah, I mean, I think he, had some painful elements, in his in this experience, this 90-minute experience, but at the same time, I think that, look at the end of the movie, without giving it away, he gives up his vices and goes back to what he loved doing initially, trying to not give story away. And so there is a lot of growth, right? So yeah, I mean, he's in a painful place initially, but at the end of the movie, it has a happy ending.
And how much did it take from you for the physical part?
How much did it take I mean, for me, the big challenge, is playing drunk, right? So I played an alcoholic in a movie called The Tinder Bar with Ben Affleck. George Clooney directed it. Um, Horrible person with no sense of humor. Um, the way I think it was Michael Caine said the way to play drunk is to try to not be drunk, right? Is to play is to you come into the scene intoxicated, but your intention in the scene is to not let people know that you're intoxicated. So, it's this push-pull relationship, right? So physically, that characteristic was challenging for me because you don't want to it's easy to overdo. So I always try to, pull back. Um, and then, outside of that, a little bit of the action was maybe physically challenging, but I'm in pretty good shape. I stay in the gym. So, I'm used to throwing punches and rolling around on camera.
What I learned from the beginning, I mean, in the opening scene, you gotta be friends with everybody because you never know, so they can have your back.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to cut ties with too many people. You'll end up on your own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Mm.
that scene uh, in the beginning.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. What can you share about the bedroom scene? So many pieces. It was like, whoa, so much going on. What was the experience of filming that?
The intimate scene.
Um, Towards the end, where there's a lot of action.
I got you. Yeah. What can I share? I mean, yeah, it's a lot of pieces. It was a lot of, I'm trying to remember if we even did like a big master shot of everything or if we just shot it in little pieces. I want to say mostly it was done in little segments, and just kind of like piecing it all together. But that's action movie making, it's kind of you get used to it. You have to keep your energy level high and stay amped and and do that, 450 times, for little pieces of film that finally end up being all of 20 seconds, you know.
Yeah.
But but yeah, that's kind of my world. That's right up my alley. It's kind of second nature for me at this point.
That was a great scene. So much stuff
Yeah,
was thrown out. Like, oh my gosh, just connecting the pieces.
yeah.
What was it like when you read the script the first time and then getting
I
to it?
mean, when I read the script, I really, historically, I do a lot of military stuff, and probably my bigger movies have kind of been military based. Even Pacific Rim was, I was a former military guy in that. So for me, a different genre was really exciting. I also wanted to see what Ryan was going to do with this movie because there's so many elements in this film that change it dramatically. The visually, to kind of pay homage to those noir films, they really crushed the blacks in the coloring. The music was a big character in the film, right? The action sequences and all those sort of throwback moments that kind of remind you of these 80s action films, there was a lot that was involved in the making of this behind the scenes and in the thoughts, that were the inspirations. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was really cool that was something attractive to me. I just wanted to see how it was going to all come together and be a part of it, and not really think about the noir aspect of it, not lean into that, and not really lean into, the action stuff, more just be this kind of like neutral, problematic guy that floats through this world trying to find his kid, you know what I mean? And let everything else around me be the noir and the throwback action film,
Films that involved Hollywood in the title. A lot of the characters are pursuing their LA dream, their Hollywood dream.
Sure. Yeah, aren't we all? Yeah.
Ah, here we are.
Yeah.
So obviously I felt for your character as Grits, but what's another character of the film that you felt for.
I mean, maybe Linda Pearl's character, I really she was very interesting in the film, because she brought like I didn't know if I lo- if I she had this sort of motherly, maternal kind of quality to her, but then she was so venomous, and like it's funny, even like having been in the film, it's like when I watch it, I try to imagine maybe what her intentions were initially, maybe she would, genuinely wanted to help these girls out and help them break into Hollywood, and it wasn't, so much maybe exposing themselves became she had to sort of that became a gimmick later on, but maybe it was a pure intention early, so I don't know. I mean, I think she created a really rich character in the film, and I really connect with her, and she's such a good actress, and as is Patrick Duffy. I mean, together they're just and he was very funny and conflicted. I mean, again, like so goofy that you fall in love with him, but then you realize later he's in on this whole ride too, right? I mean, so there was the characters are very complicated. It's cool that way, and I love that, this is a story. It's an old kind of style of filmmaking that doesn't have isn't overloaded with visual effects, and it's I mean this is what we used to make before AI and computer generated imagery, right? So I think people will love it just for that and should support it just for that because visual effects are going to get very tiresome soon, I think. I'm
Yeah,
already kind of over it.
I agree. I agree. I agree with you in that character, Linda. I was just like at the end, I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I think
Crazy ending.
yeah, I think she was great at manipulating people too to get
Yeah.
her outcome. And I feel like she was kind of like one of like the girls. I feel like she kept
Yeah.
trying to pursue the, the fame, but the only fame she found was the club, and she was hanging on to it as much as she could.
Right. Right. Yeah. She's a great actor. We have a lot of very talented cast, and the film is wildly entertaining. And I think people should crack a beer and make some popcorn and put the family on the couch and enjoy the ride.
Of course.
Maybe not too young. I don't know how young. I don't know what the rating is.
Well, I mean, it's great
Yeah,
when it's
it's
adult.
2025.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Well, thank you for your time. Congratulations. And to real quick to finalize, Max Martini, what's the perfect martini to have while watching this film?
The perfect martini. Wow. Well, I'm a vodka martini guy. Chopin, straight up, slightly dirty, two blue cheese olives. That's me.
Awesome. I take it that's the favorite then.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Well, thank you so much for your time and congratulations again.
Thanks. Great to meet you.
Likewise. Bye bye.